Hi, my name is Didier. What you're about to see is a documentary focusing on the arduous task that is filming an infomercial. In this case, it is for the infomercial The Dumbo by Dr. Vic, which I directed. Hopefully, this documentary is going to shed some light on a topic that is otherwise not too well known. Thank you, and enjoy. Like any project, this one started with an idea conceived by a self-proclaimed genius named Viktor Vyacheslav Maniakov.
Yes, my name is Dr. Viktor Vyacheslav Maniakov, although most people refer to me as Dr. Vic. I was born in 1917 in the city of Moscow, and I've made it my life's goal to one day take over the world. A lot of people ask me why I look so young, and the secret is that I've been preserving my body in vats of diabolic acid since I was 18. This renders me virtually immortal, and slowly but surely, I will establish my rule.
The entire project started around late October, early November 2009, if I recall correctly.
At the time, I was working with the Vanier college students. Yeah, you see, every year there's a CRC robotics competition that Vanier participates in. It's a provincial thing, and it just consists of building a robot to perform a certain function against a whole bunch of other robots that are essentially doing the same thing. Well, I finished in last place in the 2009 competition. Knowing this, I devised a plan to take over Vanier College. I promised them a robot that could win them the competition, and slowly I began to infiltrate. At some point I realized that the Vanier students could play a larger role than initially planned. They may not be the most skilled workers, but they are dedicated workers that are more than willing to build for the sake of building. Naturally, I took advantage of this nature and decided to use them to mass-produce a product that I could sell to the gullible consumer. The idea was that, with that money, I could buy the world. The fact that the product sucked was of little consequence. In case you didn't already know, you could sell anything if it's been advertised in an infomercial. All I had to do was find some advertisers that would be willing to abandon all sense of integrity just to make a quick buck.
When I got the call, I have to admit I was a bit skeptical. I mean, I'd seen some bad products before, but this one, it not only took the cake, it ate it whole, candles and all. And it wasn't going to get me any closer to winning an Oscar. There's only so far an infomercial can take you. But when Dr. Vic offered me $1 million and the chance to shoot this documentary, I still wasn't sold. But when he threatened to give my number to every telemarketer on the planet, I thought, hey, how bad can it be? It is $1 million after all.
Yeah, I'll give him his money, with an evil twist. $1 million, paid in 100 million easy payments of 1 cent. Well, that's what I call a bargain.
Well, the first thing we needed was an actor to sell the product. Our original plan was to go with Vince, you know, the slap chop guy, but when he went to jail, we thought it might be bad for our image. We still have his audition tapes, though.
Hi, Vince here with the Dumbo. You're gonna love this thing. If you thought the movie was an instant classic, then watch this. You know how annoying it is to pick stuff off your floor? Tennis ball, mothball, matzo ball. It's tiring and boring. Stop doing a boring chore. Stop having a boring life. The Dumbo just picks it up and shoots it where it needs to go. This thing shoots better than Gretzky, Camilleri, Martini, Bikini. You follow me, camera guy?
It goes on like that for about another 30 minutes.
So when Vince didn't work out, we thought, who's the next guy we could get to do this? Billy Mays. But then we found out Billy lays in the ground. May he rest in peace. So we thought, alright, let's get Chef Tony to do this. But he accidentally rock and chopped his finger right off. At this point, we knew there was only one man left who could sell this product. Tom Chase.
Tom Chase. They say he's a legend. I mean, who else could sell the Whale Roller, the Racer 2000, and the Power Flower with such grace? I was almost excited to meet this guy in person.
Hi, I'm Tom Chase. You might remember me from such infomercials as the Boiler Toilet, the Electric Pepper Shaker, and of course the Power Flower. When I got the call from Dizzy to do this infomercial, I have to admit I wasn't sure. I like a challenge, but dang. But then when they told me that I was their 4th choice, I was truly flattered. That's a personal best.
With Tom on board, we were ready to write a script. Yes, it's scripted.
You think this thing writes itself? You know how many hours I spent crafting this little piece of beauty? You know how much time it takes to mold something of this magnitude to perfection? you could smell the blood and the sweat and the tears on the original draft.
You're not the only one, Tom.
And cut!
That was pretty good.
That was good, yeah.
How did you come up with this?
That's easy, Dr. Vic. I don't have a real job. Okay, so let's try the segue going into the scientist testimony, okay?
Alright.
Now, Dr. Vic, I know you're a doctor, but what if I need a second opinion?
That's so clever. You would swear this was scripted.
I mean, that's good, but I don't feel like the world's ready for it yet.
Yeah, maybe not, eh? Maybe not. Too bad, though.
Well, it was nice trying it out.
It was.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
good.
at least it's out there.
It's out there. It's out
More
there.
owners than we could handle.
Yeah.
Too much.
Yeah, we
the
don't want
naked
their, no.
The first problem was making the robot look good. I mean, it wasn't a total piece of junk, but well, it's not like we can fault the builders for that.
Building the robot was such a huge task. We had to split up into little groups and sub-teams. Some people were building launcher, some people were building loader. You know what? It was really hard, but Dr. Vic kept us on his toes. That guy's nuts. And with all those crazy deadlines he set, we really had to work really, really hard, and it was pretty crazy. You know, his reasoning was that due to procrastination, things that took 3 weeks should only take 1. Might as well get done on wasted time, right? We ended up cutting corners everywhere, and it shows. This ain't stainless steel. There's no way this is stainless steel. And you better believe none of that's stainless steel either.
With all those cut corners, we knew we needed a master cameraman.
Initially, they had this big shot from Hollywood to film, but that didn't work out.
Hi, Dr. Vic.
Hi, Tom. Remember the days when you...
It's ready to stop.
What movie did you say you worked on? Cloverfield?
Man, they should have looked at that resume.
Even after finding a replacement cameraman to Mr. Hollywood, we knew the key to making this robot look good was going to be strategic editing.
You think this thing edits itself? You know how many hours I spent crafting this little piece of beauty? You know how much time it takes to cut and paste something of this magnitude into perfection? I mean, you could smell the tears and the sweat and the blood on the keyboard!
I'm not even sure we hired that guy. Nevertheless, he did a good job.
After making the robot look good, the next problem we had was getting people to be in the infomercial. Well, first there were the testimonials.
The product was not well received. No surprises there.
100. Can you pack 100? Can I take 100 to go?
This is a bigger flop than Virtual Boy. We're talking Windows Vista level here.
I was having the best day of my life until now. This product sucks.
And there were also problems when we found people that did like the product.
The replacement cameraman was a bit of a flirt.
Testimonial audition, take 1.
This would give me much more time to study.
Why study when you got a teacher right here? 1 + 2 equals me and you.
Cut!
I could see myself buying this.
Could you see yourself with me?
Cut!
On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd pick a 10.
And in the alphabet of A to Z, I picked you and I, baby.
Cut! After all that, we were so short on actors that we had to use anyone we could find. I even had to pull a Stan Lee.